One of my wetsuits is in bad need of repair. It's torn right on the front. This is the worst that I've actually ever had a tear before. So what I'm going to try and do, because the rest of the wetsuit's in okay condition, I'm going to try and stitch that up and then run glue through it. I always stitch any tears I have because it lasts a lot longer. If you just glue it, it'll tear around the glue won't hold. The glue that I do use is shoe glue. I just get this from a hardware store. The reason I use it is it's just a heap cheaper than wetsuit glue, and it's easier to work with, it's more malleable, and you get larger quantities. So although it doesn't last as long as the wetsuit glue, after 6 months you can just replace it and then you're good to go. So what I'm going to do is sit in front of the TV for a couple of nights, probably just watch some sport and just stitch this up really well. I'll probably use thread, but I might try some dental floss, which apparently works quite well, and there's also the option of using some fishing line. So if that works, yeah, you can use that. But I'll try the dental floss, see how I go. Other than that, I will thread it and then apply the glue, let it dry, and hopefully this gets me another 6 months out of this wetsuit before I move on to the next one. Alright, so it's time for me to start sewing. I've now completed the stitching. I used the dental floss, as you can see, white, reasonable job. It's actually quite easy to work with the dental floss once you get it into the needle, and it's fairly strong, so I was able to knot it up and it feels pretty good. I'm going to run the glue through it now, because I always glue and stitch. It makes it much stronger. This part of the wetsuit, when you take it on and off, it comes under a lot of pressure, so as much as I can do to strengthen it, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run the glue just along the stitch. I'll do it inside as well, and I'll run tape along that I can peel off later. That'll just stop it sticking together. So I'll just apply as much as I can along here, and then I'll use my thumb to press it down into it. The idea is to get it right in the stitching. I actually lick the finger before I do it. Helps it not stick to my hand so much. Oh yeah, get right down. It wraps around the stitching. We'll clean it up later. Any bits overflow. And that should seal up pretty good. Just run some on the inside, and in order for it to dry without sticking, I'm just going to put some painter's tape on there that'll peel off quite easily. Put a couple more batches on there, and when that's dry it'll just peel out, no problem, and then I'll be good to go.